Go? Yes.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I see it now. All right, we're still trying to get a few things set up here on Meet and Greet. I do think we're live. I'm just trying to keep up with them as well so that I can see the comments. We'll give you just a few minutes to, I'm going to share this to get in here. So it is Sunday, April 26th, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
And we're just going to give a couple people a few minutes to hop on here. If you're watching, I see some of you, especially on YouTube already, are with us here. Let us know who's here. This is your opportunity to interact with us. We will, don't worry, we'll get some of the rest of the family up here soon. And that way you guys can interact with them. But okay, so Chris is here. Good to see you, Chris. We're giving people a few minutes to hop on here, and I have a computer and my phone right here in front of me. Here comes Daniel to kind of keep up with any of the comments or things that come up here. Chris, watching. I'm guessing you have some of your familia there with you. I see we got a few people watching on Facebook. Melissa, Eric is here. I'm trying to see who else is here. Good to see you guys. A few people jumping on here. We're just giving you a couple minutes to do that. Again, present and accounted for are the Kellys. And so again, as you're coming on, let us know you're here. We want to interact with you for just a minute. It's great to have Daniel here on camera with me. First things first, let me say this first. Let me get it out of the way. Some of you, it may take a little while. You might have to go back and find this. Some of you may have picked up on, and be honest with me, don't lie. Do not lie. Be honest. How many of you picked up on the clues this morning? I dropped a few clues this morning about some things that were going on without giving away all the details. And as a matter of fact, there's even some clues right now about this morning's service. Did anybody pick up on any interesting clues from this morning's service? Let us know in the comments. I'll give you, before I jump into it, I'll give you an opportunity to chime in. Chris says, "Hi, Daniel."
Hi.
So, hey, Chris, Daniel doesn't have on a bow tie either. Give him what for? On not having a bow tie. Hey, Terry Cross, Anita's with us, Anna's with us, Kelsey. It's great to have you guys tuning in. We're giving people just a few minutes to tune in here before we get going. I know our family's watching downstairs right now, and still waiting. I know there's a little bit of lag there. Chris says no idea on the clues, giving people a few opportunities to guess what was a little bit different about this morning's service. There were clues in the service, as well as even currently right now. And so before we drop that on you, I'll give an opportunity for anybody to guess so far. And if my family's watching, don't guess downstairs. That's not fair. You already know. And you're not cool or funny for blowing it for everybody else. And so glad many of you, good. We've got a good number of people. Azariah Katie says something about the lighting. No, that's probably just my greasy forehead that probably makes it look. What are you laughing at? That probably made it look a different. I will say though, Katie, not this week, but last week, right? Last week we added a new light. So this is the second week that we have had new lighting. Yeah, Daniel will turn the camera around and show you kind of the lighting situation here. Show them the lights we had been using. You might be blinded by this here in just a minute. So we have, these are the normal lights that we have had are up here, and they've been shining in this direction from where I'm sitting, shooting from my left across my face, and they were great lighting. The problem was it would cast a shadow over here, and so that caused an issue. And so we have what is this called, Dan? I don't know what this is called.
The studio light.
A studio light. On this side, that is reflecting on this side, so that we could kind of even out that light and shadows aren't as bad. So that is true. Let's see, Melissa. Yeah, yes, Melissa. We've been doing live stream for 6 weeks. The first week we did it was March. Cassie said the same thing this morning, but March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, April 12th, April 19th, April 26th. So this is the 6th week. Anita says new suit. No, it is. It was actually. It was one I don't wear very often. I will say that it's a coat I rarely wear. But yes. And so Azariah says, I said that because you're talking about the light in your sermon, but no guest didn't pick up on any clues. But that's actually a really great guess, thinking about the sermon being light and different lighting and all those kinds of things. Chris chimes in with the moon is actually cheese.
Ooh.
Boy, if it's actually cheese, my family would love to spend time on the moon. But I have no way of proving or disproving that. So if you want to believe it's made of cheese, go right ahead.
It's true.
So this is what has been going on. This morning's service technically was not live. We broadcasted it this morning, but we recorded it last night. We recorded it on Saturday night. And the clues were, there were a couple times I said, we'll show you tomorrow morning. Or I think I said something like that twice in the service. Another clue for right now is I had on a coat and a different shirt, and now I have on this blue shirt because it is a completely different day, different clothes, all those kinds of things. And he said, oh, that's so deceptive. You guys have been deceiving us by thinking we're worshiping live with you. Part of the reason that we did that, one of the reasons, and we want to let you guys know this, many of you realize in those first couple of weeks where we were just, Daniel was spending so much time trying to and he did an excellent job of figuring out live stream and audio, and Melissa said, hey, a nice setup. Daniel just really, he and Emily kind of redid this room and have a nice setup here for us to do it. But as many of you remember, in those first couple of weeks, there were two services where in the middle of live streaming we had like major audio issues, right? That we just came out of nowhere, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to fix them. And so those were frustrating, and so we were thinking, man, how in the world do we? There's no way to know, like, if that's going to happen again, or anything like that, or if we're ever going to come across one that happens. Praise the Lord, we've been able to figure them out and get them fixed the 2 times they have happened. But what happens if one of them happens and we can't get it fixed, and then something happens and we just can't live stream for the day? That would be really frustrating. So we thought, well, let's see what happens if we record it and then post it live, because if there's any mess ups or if there are any problems, we can stop, we can figure it out, we can go back and re-record it, rather than having to stop and wait and all of those kinds of things. And so, so that's kind of, yes, Melissa says sneaky. Chris says those shows were the best. He liked the ones where we had all the technical difficulties. Yes, Chris, that does explain the shirt. Azariah says if it were Pepper Jack Moon, I would go too, says Katie. So I'm a big fan of Pepper Jack cheese as well. So whether we'll continue to do it that way or not, we wanted to try to keep from any of those things happening and seeing how well that would work. And it takes a little bit of pressure off of Sunday mornings for all of us to go ahead and do it on Saturday night and have it ready to go. And so they're not perfect, but at least if there are any major hiccups, we can take care of them. Any thoughts about that, Daniel?
No, the Sunday morning live stream, you have so many moving parts with that live stream, with the audio, with the music, with the slides, with the full screen to partial screen to screen. You have so many moving parts that it made Sunday morning very difficult and stressful as well. And so when we recorded it, we were able to fine tune those things, and also be able to adjust things without it being on live. And because we did have to, one Sunday we had to shut down the live stream and restart it, which meant everyone had to find the new live stream, and it was just a lot of work to keep messing with that. And so the recording the day before, we're actually able to really fine tune everything. And also, if you notice, the video quality has been a lot better recently than it has been in the past, because we're not trying to live stream all these different aspects of the video of the church service through our through the broadcast, and so it streams a lot smoother coming in as one video to YouTube and to Facebook, instead of all these separate pieces trying to be shoved into one section.
That's right, because we had that one Sunday where it wasn't just an audio problem. Many of you even made comments about it. I don't know if you guys remember that, when that service where the audio and the video was really choppy. And again, that wasn't an issue on your internet side. That was mainly an issue on ours, on the live stream side. And it just went from audio problem to video problem. And it's like, man, how can we avoid some of these things? Chris says, but I love playing charades. I love charades too, but I'd rather not play it on Sunday mornings. And so, but that, and then Chris says, I also love karaoke. Hey, one of these days I'm going to hold you to that. I want to see how much you love karaoke and give you guys an opportunity to do that. However, Chris saying I love charades did make me think about this. One of these days, depending on how long we have to be in this situation, we have discussed doing like a live. And it would be genuinely live. It would not be recorded. Now you guys are going to think we're deceivers all the time. That's not the case. That's why we wanted to get on here and tell you, be upfront with you, and all those kinds of things. You know, but we have talked about doing like a live or Zoom like game night, like church game night. I thought it would be a lot of fun. I know we do some of those things on family night, but maybe take it up a notch, and so we may try to get something like that together. Yeah, a few of the things. Anna says, thank you for all your hard work. You guys have done an amazing job. I'm being honest here. I've always laughed at how many, at TV shows, and I don't know how many of you know this, but TV shows, a lot of times they'll have like 30 producers, right? And it's like, somebody's getting paid big time money to produce just one little aspect of a live TV show, and then nobody else, the camera's always on me. I wish we could have a reverse camera and put it on Daniel, and you guys could, he needs like 4 arms, like to do everything at one time. And Daniel, for lack of a better term, is producing these on the run, and it's done in all. So anything that's amazing or done well, it's because Daniel has done it. I'm just the face in front of the screen that just talks. And so he has done a really, really great job. Let's see here. Azariah, I guess we can just pray for them ourselves. Yes, Azariah, how can we pray together live for the praises and prayer requests? That's true. And so that is one of the reasons why we've asked for them, but we don't pray for them. We want people to see them. Yes, we want you to see them, be aware of them, and then be able to pray for them on your own. So that is the complete interaction is one of the things that's taken away from it by doing it this way. There's no doubt about it. And so Chris has a good idea too. We can have the broadcast that we do, and then like we're doing this right now, have a time of prayer after the service. That's not a bad idea as well. Anita says, I like reducing stress on Sunday mornings. I'm with you. I will say this, and I don't have it here with me, just in case you're wondering. What I wear, so that coat and shirt I had on last night on Saturday, I actually have here with me this morning. And Emily and Cassie have their clothes from last night ready to go too. Just in case anything happens and we have to go live on Sunday morning, we bring it with us just in case. And so Melissa asked somewhere, she says, when we are finally able to meet in person again, will we still be live streaming? The plan is to do that, right? Mm-hmm. You want to talk a little bit more about that, what we like to do, or plans?
So once we're able to meet back in person, we want to continue live streaming our services in the morning. And as far as I know, you're planning on continuing some more videos and stuff as we go on. But as far as the live stream on Sunday morning, that's going to be a trial and error period, because I don't know what the internet's like at the community center, if it's going to be able to broadcast a live stream. I'm also going to have to it's going to be odd trying to duplicate this setup over a span of space between our sound system and then getting the video all set up and everything. And then this is also going to be a place of service for somebody, because someone's going to have to run the live stream, someone's going to have to set it up, someone's going to have to be able to learn and do all these things, because I probably won't be able to have time to do it on Sunday morning. But we'll be the goal is to be able to live stream on Sunday morning our services every single Sunday. But like I said, it's going to be a trial period of setting up and then trying to figure out, making sure everything is streaming like it should.
Yeah. So like he said, we'd love to do it because it gives another place, or actually probably multiple places for people to serve. Probably somebody to run the camera, somebody to do the audio. Another thing we've already discussed is if we continue it, we'll probably have to purchase another church computer to run just this aspect of it, as opposed to what we use for Proclaim. And there's just a lot of, again, there's just so many aspects of it that go into it. We'd love to do it, but it is going to be a trial and error thing. And so we would love to do that again. Anita mentions maybe getting a clone of yourself. And then on that same note, Hope says, I'm sure Owen would be more than happy to help with his daddy. I'm sure he would be too. Any thoughts about Owen helping with live stream right now?
Well, I feel like a lot of cords would be yanked on. Cameras might be thrown onto the floor. But it'd be entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We could bring Owen up here if you wanted.
And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember what word it was. I think in this morning's sermon, I said the word Satan. I did say the word Satan. And I think he just kept repeating it over and over again. Satan, 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 Satan.
Yeah.
So that's probably not something good to have on the audio during our live stream, like
probably not.
Background noise for
Owen
that.
repeating everything you say.
Right. So let's see here. Katie says, so this is partly an April Fool's prank. It wasn't intended to be so, but if you want to look at it that way, that could be the case. Yes, Melissa, I agree with you. I think it would help in reaching people. And so, any other questions about that? You guys are more than welcome to ask. Yes, I know some of you probably want to see our family, so we'll bring them up here. But before we do that, I want to show you something else from last night that many of you probably did not pick up on. I don't know if you need to move the camera, Daniel, to show you this.
Yeah.
We typically, if you can move the camera and show them our seating setup down here. This is me standing up. Daniel's going to work the camera here. I am usually sitting like on this stool here, and then we're actually using the speaker as another stool for somebody to sit on. This is all usually maybe shifted over a little bit. Cassie's usually sitting on the speaker, and then there's usually another stool right here. These stools are ours, so we bring them every week and take them home with us. But this week I forgot to bring a stool. I moved this over here for just this morning, but I had to sit on this last night. The chair is too low, so that didn't work. I had to sit on this last night, but I want to show you guys what it is. You say, oh, that's a nice comfy blanket to sit on, but in reality, it is not. It is actually, I was sitting on a paint can last night. During the service, I was sitting on a paint can covered by this blanket. And it's probably as painful as you probably think it was. I don't know if you go back and watch the service there, especially towards the end, there were lots of times I started standing up and moving around because, boy, that paint can, I would not encourage you to use paint can as a normal seating apparatus. That is not the best thing in the world. Yeah, good question, Chris. On a side note, producers, the movie Blair Witch cost about $4,000. I always wonder what happened to the other $3,950. Yes, because I don't think it cost much to produce that. I'm guessing the producer got most of that money. That's right, movie magic in the works. That's exactly right, Chris. Paint cans for the win. There was something else I was going to tell you guys about, and now I'm drawing a blank on it. I'm going to see if it comes back to me. But again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, yes, I know what it is. Before we bring our family up here, let's see here. Daniel, if you need help with technology sound booth when we get back together, I can help. Who's Tim Clay? Who's Tim Clay? I don't know who Tim Clay is.
Tim Clay.
Whoever Tim Clay is, can you tell us what your real name is? Tim Clay says, Daniel, if you need help with the technology sound booth. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tim.
Who is you?
Who you be? Anybody know Tim Clay? The mystery of the morning is who is Tim Clay. So yes, here is a few of you had asked this question about. I think the last time. Not in your church yet. Okay. All right, Tim Clay.
All right. I'll see you at church.
All right. It's Timothy. All right, Timothy Clay. Timothy Clay, do you know anybody in our church? Do you? You don't have to reveal yourself, but nice to meet you, Timothy Clay. We appreciate you chiming in and being willing to help. Some of you, just to let you know. Some of you have asked about, obviously with everything going on and social distancing and all of these different kinds of things about Timothy Clayton. Boy, it keeps going. You're not Tim Clay, you're Timothy Clayton. But the social distancing between our families, and I've shared this with many of you before, when this whole thing started, we really kind of had to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to handle all of this. And we knew that especially the Tuckers and the McLeods, who are still doing, working in the medical field, we're still going to need help with childcare. And especially in the early days there, childcare was kind of one of those things that was up in the air and how that was going to work and all of those kinds of things. And so we had decided, even though we knew that Emily was going to be on the front lines and Andrew and Kelsey were also kind of putting themselves in harm's way with their work, that we were going to try to be a help and blessing to them in a small way that we could, which would include continuing to watch their children when they were at work and needed to. And so we just kind of, we talked about it, Cassie and I talked about it, it was something we prayed about, and like we just felt like what the Lord wanted, how we could help people so that they could help other people. And we just understood the risk that we were putting ourselves in and the possibilities that were there with that. But felt like that was what the Lord wanted us to do, to try to be a help in that way so they continue to do their jobs and know that their children are being cared for and loved, and all of that. And so we have really limited ourselves in our contact. I mean, most of the time you can find us at home and that's it. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, our contact is with the Tuckers and with the McLeods. And it's not because we're playing favorites. I mean, we love the Tuckers and McLeods. We really do. They're great friends and we love them to death. But really it's more about just trying to be a help to them. And so I know some of you expressed a little worry about how close we were all together, and by the way, I appreciate that. It shows that you love and care about us and want us to be around for a long time. And so we are, even when we're together, we try to be careful about it, and those kinds of things. But we've kind of limited our contact to that circle right now, and really just for us, but also for other people, because we understand that Emily and Kelsey and Andrew especially are in positions where they could be very highly susceptible. And so if any of us do contract it, we don't want to be passing it on to other people either. We're certainly trying to keep it within that circle. And so we just wanted to let you guys know that. So, yeah, and so I wanted you to be aware of that. All right, anything else, Daniel? We're going to go get our families so you can say hello to them and see if they have anything else to say. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. You want to go run them down real quick and see how they're doing. Let me tell you, All right, Chris. I appreciate your kindness. So, Daniel ran out really quickly to Beck and our families. How's everybody else doing? I know, if I remember correctly, the Millers and Mitchells are heading down to California to be with family. So I hope you guys are safe and have a good time there. Let's see here.
Can I be you?
Okay, this is how the Clayton family, alright, very cool. Timothy Clayton's parents and older siblings found and listened to Pioneer. Very cool. Well, that's great. We're glad to have you guys here. Alright, Kanan, how are you doing, buddy? Come sit over here by me. Yeah, we'll try to split it over here a little bit.
Come on, Owen.
Yeah, watch the camera. Somebody just bumped it a little bit.
You're famous now.
Yes, I can, Is everyone actually wearing pants? Well, Emily and Cassie are wearing skirts right now. So,
Somebody asked that?
okay. So, yes. Here we go. All right, really quickly, a few other things though about that. Daniel and I have jokingly said that we would like to. So, you know, a lot of times I'll wear a coat and a bow tie, and then a couple times I'll just wear the open collar. We have discussed the idea of seeing how casual we could get until somebody calls us out on it. You know, could I get all the way down to Hawaiian shirt and shorts without anybody noticing or saying anything? I doubt it. But
I'm sure Chris would like the Hawaiian shirt.
We had discussed it, but again, just like we didn't want Sundays to be a distraction, we didn't. We won't do anything crazy like that. We certainly want to keep the focus on the Lord on Sundays. Kanan, anything you want to say to the people?
Nope.
Nope. Not a single word. You like seeing yourself on camera? No. Okay. Well, that's funny because you walked right in here and were like, boys, anything to say?
No.
Not a single thing. How's school going? Yeah? Josiah has a birthday coming up in 2 weeks.
Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Man, see, days get away from you so fast.
It is Sunday, by the way.
I know. Yes, and so that's kind of crazy. Let's see. We miss you too, Yachman family, no doubt about it. Yes, that's right. Just the Mitchells are heading down today. Miller's heading down on Friday. Yes, we are sporting long hair. Cassie has threatened to cut our hair, and at this point we're just not ready yet to let that happen. I did use the word threatened. It has become a source and subject of much consternation. Emily over here says that she'll show Cassie how to do it. Did you not say that yesterday?
Not show. I was just gonna do this.
She's gonna
Practice on Josiah.
So we're the practice subjects.
No,
Awesome.
just Josiah.
Wonderful. Just exactly what I want to be, the first time practice subject of somebody learning to cut hair. So, yep, and Emily was talking about how much she loves Daniel's hair long. So mine just grows out on the sides. I'm missing all this stuff up top anyway. So Josiah's is definitely the longest and thickest, and so that's gonna have to get crazy. So yes, thank you, Josiah. Lots of happy birthdays out there. So happy birthday to you, buddy.
Turning 26 already.
That's right. Cass, anything?
No.
Not a thing, huh?
Hi, I miss you.
Hi and miss you, and she meant that. Did. From the bottom of her heart. Daniel and Emily?
You go, I've already been talking.
I don't have
Oh, you don't have anything?
Yes. Go ahead, suggest ideas. Let's hear it. Just like any other idea sharing, there might be some good ones in there. We might take them. We might not. But go ahead. Let's hear them all.
Don't know what the idea is?
All right, let's see
Don't
here.
have an idea?
I'm checking Facebook as well to make sure that you guys are commenting on here as well. So let's see, how long are we going? 28 minutes. We'll just go for a couple more minutes here. We don't want to hold you guys up too long, but we did want to say hello. And so when I was young, I used to have Aquaman hair. Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. When I was young, I had hair, and now it's starting to disappear. So, yep, just waiting. If you guys have anything else, let us know. Again, we don't want to hold on to you guys too long. We just want to take a minute and say hello, show you a few behind the scenes things that are going on here. Yep, that's kind of everything that's going on. So, I know there's a little bit of lag between what I speak and say and then what you hear and then what shows up on camera. So I want to give you a minute before I cut it off. But we do want to say we miss you guys as well. We look forward to, Lord willing, being able to get back together. So, yeah, as my grandpa would say, you all are gonna be a bunch of long-haired hippies. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Give us enough time, and we will be. So,
Working on my man bun.
yes. For those of you that were mentioning having Owen helping Daniel with producing, he literally just crawled through one of these cubicles over here and is pushing buttons. Owen, Asher says hello, and yes. So Asher says hello. And Lord willing, we'll be able to get together again sometime soon. And right now, try to continue to produce biblical content to be a help for you. Kanan likes seeing himself jump up and down on the camera. Caleb says he misses you too. We miss you too, Caleb. We miss everybody. We really do. We're so excited to get back together with you guys as soon as we can. And we'll keep you guys up to date on what we know and what we can do. So yes, Chris, go do what you got to do. It's great to see you as well. And this is a highlight of our week as well, just to be able to fellowship together with you guys. We do enjoy doing this. And then, so again, our second-hand producer over here is grabbing the camera, and so making things a little crazy. But, yeah, Star Wars. I don't know. I will say, Owen saw the moon while we were watching. We were watching the service along with you guys. Owen saw the moon. And immediately said, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, because he thought it kind of looked like the Death Star. And so it was kind of humorous to hear him say that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll try to get up with you guys some more. Oh yes, I know one other thing. Mother's Day, Kanan. That's what we're just saying. Mother's Day is just a couple weeks away, and we actually do plan on doing something special for Mother's Day. Cassie is working on a Mother's Day gift that we hope to get to all the ladies in the church in the next couple of weeks, and so be on the lookout for that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you throughout the week and next week. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. We'll talk to you later. Well, I say that now, but now Daniel's actually got to get up and go actually end the stream before it's all said and done. So, see you guys. Oh, can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, hold them up and let them say bye-bye. Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.